Let's jump over into something a little more positive.
I
You
agree, man.
know,
Yeah, I agree. But everybody, please stay safe and take care of yourselves and think about others too. So
yeah.
um, that's it for COVID.
the,
And
the history of Mego.
oh,
Your history of Mego is kind of will paint my history of Migos. And for those that don't know, Mego is a company that started in the what 60s, maybe the 50s. I'm not sure, the
yeah,
60s.
yep. I think they started in the 50s and then they got into superheroes in the early 70s.
Yeah, wow, yeah, and amazing stuff, man. For back then, I remember
Oh, it was.
playing with the Migos. I remember playing with them, and you would read comic books, and of course, everybody knows the world wasn't as fast as it is today. You know what I mean? Back then, you know, eh, you had to wait for your comic books. You had to wait for the toys to hit the shelf. You didn't even know what was coming out.
Hmm.
There was no internet to tell you. You walk in the store and you see
Good point.
this three and three quarter inch Star Wars figure sitting there, and you're like, oh my
Wow.
god, what
Yep.
is it? And this Transformers and GI Joe, and what a happy time, man! The world was just moving at a different pace back then. Now it's fast.
Yes.
Before it's coming out. You know what it looks like. You know what it's doing. You know everything. So back then, when Mego was even a little slower than GI Joe and Transformers, it was just this 8-inch line where they made these superheroes, DC and Marvel together, and they put them out, and you loved them, and you played with them, and being a 48-year-old man that I am, I definitely was at the far end. I'm more of a early '80s kid, with the
Hmm.
GI Joe and stuff. But my brother is a little bit older, and that's how I learned about them
Okay.
and played with them.
Right. Yeah,
Did you?
I missed Mego as well. Right. So I think I was 4 years old in 1980. Yeah, I was 4 years old. Not I think, but I was 4 years old in 1980. But my brother had played with, I think that last. No, I mean, I think it was right in the middle of it. But I remember him specifically having that last run. So, like Hulk, Spider Man, those last few that were on the show. I specifically remember them. Specifically remember him having those.
Right.
And heck, I actually do remember a Batman and Robin as well. Him having, Batman and Robin. But I was not a Mego guy. I want
No.
to get that out there. I was not a Mego guy. Uh, I think they're great. Um, I think there's some that I love. I love the Thing. I think the Thing is one of the best figures they made. I think the Mr. Fantastic sculpt is still to this day one of the best sculpts that I've ever seen.
Sure.
Um, but I never really collected Mego except the ones that I really, really liked.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but your brother, as we talked about last episode, had one of the best Mego collections in the world. Some of the best stuff you could imagine, the alter egos and sharks and the boxes and would you two Ralphs, the greatest American hero Ralph prototypes, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
your brother was deep into it when we became friends. That's what he was collecting was Migos, and this was
Right.
early '90s, early 1990s, and so that's how I really got reintroduced to Mego.
Okay. Makes sense. Weren't you like meeting him at the flea markets and like
Correct.
stores like that, and just following him around and learning, right?
Yeah.
Then
Yep.
you learn from him, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you guys really became friends
Yep.
in that sense, right?
And yeah, and actually, you can say, I think we actually met from vintage Star Wars toys. That he was buying vintage Star Wars toys at the time. And somehow we met. I don't know if it was an ad that he put. Oh, I think I was actually going to college at the time, and he had an ad in maybe on the college like billboard or whatever. But
Oh
he
wow.
he was collecting Migos, I think, hardcore, during that time. But so Frank, that's how you are familiar with getting re-familiarized with Mego, right, from your brother.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Yeah. He introduced me to it. I played with it. He beat me up for playing with it, all that stuff. One thing about it is uh, a lot of the figures left a lot to be desired, where they would cut it off at certain points, and you wanted that other figure that they never made, whatever that figure is. The quality, they were good, but they could be better, and to that
I
came.
remember they broke pretty easily. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. In fact, I think the figures I remember my brother having, that I remember them, I mean, holding a robin in both hands, half here and
sure,
half here.
sure.
So the rubber band or the elastic that they used broke pretty easily. So yes, I agree. I think they, after some hard play days from a kid, they probably broke fairly easy.
And the line just stopped.
Oh,
It
right,
just cut
right.
off.
Yeah.
The line just cut off, and you wanted that other figure, whatever that other figure is.
Hmm.
Black Panther, or whatever. But you had no way to get it, and that was the birth of Charlie Flatt. That what he did. I'll let you talk a little bit about Charlie before we get into it, but he's definitely a pioneer in the custom community.
That was a good segue into Mr. Flat. But yeah, you're right. If it wasn't for Migos, there might not have been a Charlie Flat. Now, Mr. Flat, I am friends with, and I've known him for many years as well. And I actually run his website with him right now, charlieflat.com. I'll bring up the site here shortly, but you go to the main site, you see the main logo that we created, you click it, and it'll let you into the main site, right? But Charlie did that. When Migos stopped, Charlie created the figures that he wanted. Um,
Yes,
and started customizing little things here, little things there, until he started sculpting his own heads, making his own outfits. And then even, I mean, he, for many years, he used the Migo body. He kind of and with LJN arms, the LJN figures, and he kind of combined the two. So that's the body he used for many years. But he actually, over the years that I've known him, has created his own body. A lot of the Mego customizers that there have. Type 3 Toys has created his own body. Captain Mego created his own body. I'm pretty sure they all have variations of, they can use they have 3 or 4 different style bodies. And all those guys have so much talent. I have no artistic ability whatsoever. So I have a
sure.
lot of respect for all of them. John Farley and Captain Mego and the Black Knight, Jason, that we've talked to, that we've known for a few years, many years. But I want to, I think Charlie has been doing it the longest. And oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, there you go. I own that book too.
yeah.
Um, the Batman, Joker, the Ventriloquist, and the Catwoman. That when that book hit, I think that is one of the issues that introduced a lot of people to Charlie Flatt, the art of Charlie Flatt, right on the cover. Um,
Yes.
and there was nothing like it ever, dude. I mean, the artistic style, the creativity, and that's a very, very early Joker, but he has tweaked that head, and I think it is one of the best sculpts of all time.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah.
That this guy is a pioneer, like I said before, and what you're looking at is artwork. It's I know it's a custom, and I know a lot, but it's artwork. Look at the cape on that. Nobody was doing that with capes.
No,
Nobody,
no,
the wire in the capes, the head, the guns, the accessories, the clothes, the way they fit on the figures, the custom heads, unbelievable stuff, man. He inspired a whole generation to do this.
he did,
You know,
he did,
he,
and
he really did.
even to this day, that man can make a hell of a Batman cape. Let me tell you.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
but I've known Charlie for, I think. Well, let me tell you the story of how I got introduced to Charlie Flatt. Besides, after seeing that Tomarch cover, or whatever. So your brother and I, your brother was collecting Migos, and I think this was the main, like, this was at the time where he had one of the best Mego collections in the world, right? I remember him specifically having the 4-boxed alter egos, or
all the big hot shit he had it, man.
yeah, the cardboard, mail-in boxes from the alter egos, and the solid boxes from, Superman and Batman and Dick Grayson and Peter Parker. I'm sorry, the Superman, Batman, and there was 4 solid boxes. I can't remember the other 2. Robin and Superman, Batman, and Robin. What is it?
Aquaman.
Aquaman. Yeah, you got it. And so he had all of that stuff. Well, I think Frank was getting tired of collecting Mego, and we all go through it. Something else catches our eye.
I no, not to cut you off. He discovered Charlee Flatt. That's what happened.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. So I remember driving up to another friend of ours. We'll just use his first name, Mike, and his friend Ron. So we drove up.
That's a whole other story.
We drove up the Parkway, and Frank traded his Migos for Charlie Flatt figures, like a box of Migos for a box of Charlie Flatt figures.
You couldn't get flats. Let's be clear. You could not find them. So it was a very small, tight community, and you had to get in where you can get in, and that's it. You weren't. You could say I want this and I want that, but trying to get it was a whole different story.
Right.
You got what you can get.
Now, let me tell you, I went with him for the ride, or for something to do. That's why I went with Frank. I don't think I had any intention of starting to collect flats at that time. But man, when we saw these figures, we fell in love with them. Like I said, I was not a Mego guy, but I fell in love with what Frank got that day. And I remember he might have had some duplicates, right? And I think it was a Daredevil and a Black Panther and maybe another one. And he traded them to me, or sold them to me, or so. We did a deal like we always do. I mean, between me, you, and Frank, we've done hundreds and thousands of deals. So I walked away with a Daredevil and a Black Panther at the time, and they were
no history of Migos. This is just you weren't into collecting Migos.
I was not. I did not want them. I did not like them really. Over the years, I've grown to have a love for them, right? And I've bought the Thing and the ones I liked here and there, but they're a great piece of toy history. And I love Migos for what they are. I just, at the moment, don't want to collect them. I mean, everybody has their own preference of what they want to collect and what they don't want to collect. And I've seen some fantastic Mego collections. Let me tell you. But that day, I fell in love with the art of Charlie Flatt. And I had a Daredevil and a Black Panther. I still own them to this day.
Wow.
But that was the start of it. And I've never fell out of love with those figures.
No. And how I come into this mix with Charlie Flats, I didn't collect Charlie Flats back then. I was Superpowers, I was Secret Wars, I was, the 80s toy lines, I was in that. And my brother brought home this huge collection that you guys got off the Parkway, off the highway.
Yeah. That
you met somebody in. He took him downstairs, and let me tell you, my brother composed a figure. We're going to get him on here because I know we're talking a lot about him, and because we have a lot of history with him.
Right. We will.
He's going to be on here. You guys are going to meet him. But the way he would pose them, it was incredible. I mean, the scenes he would create, and I would go down into his basement, and I would grab a chair, and I would sit there, and my Superpowers, I kept my Superpowers at his house at the time.
Okay.
I couldn't even look at them. Like, I'm looking at this Carnage. Oh, I love the Carnage figure. And I'm looking at this Spider. No, you never had Spider-Man. I'm looking at these Batmans and this Joker. Right. And I'm like, oh, my God. Needless to say, he got out of them. You kind of got out of them. And things moved on. I came to you one day, Greg, I want to get some flats. And that's where this started. You were back into them, I think, at the time.
Right.
You kept what you kept, and maybe not into them, but you kept what you kept.
Right. I kept a lot for many, many years. I always had, 10 to 15 that I never would sell. I will never sell them. I love them to death, and I'll never get rid of them.
Yeah.
But for a while there, Charlie wasn't making anything. Um, some personal tragedies that happened, and for a long time he didn't make anything. Um,
Sure.
but I was lucky enough to get back in touch with him in about 2014. My wife and I went on a vacation to Orlando to Disney World, and I set up a time to actually go meet him, and he had a shop going, and I was back in. He
Oh
grabbed me
yeah.
back in, and he's become a really good friend of mine. And I talk to him once a week, 4 times a month, 5 times a month. He keeps me up to date of what's happening, and we've
He's a
become
friend now. He's
yeah,
a
we've
friend.
become really really good friends. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's more than just a business thing or just getting,
Yes.
looking, admiring his artwork or whatever.
Right.
It's a lot more than that now. He's become a friend to you.
And I
And I know that.
Yep, and I can't wait to have him on this podcast as well. We will interview Charlie Flatt in the coming weeks here, and we also want to have some of the other custom Mego guys, the customizers, on as well. But I've talked to Type 3 Toys John Farley, who is more than willing to come on, and I'm sure Mr. Flatt will also be more than willing to come on and talk to us. And I think he would have a blast with this as well. I think he'd have a lot of fun.
That's definitely going to happen, and I can't wait for them days, man.
Yeah.
It leads me to another question, and the value of the customs. Going on eBay and looking, and they're ebb and flow. They're up and down.
They
And
are. It's a constant up and down. It seems like, I've seen, man, I've seen everybody's customs go very high. I've seen everybody's customs go very low. You know,
sure,
I've seen a flat go for $100. I've seen a Captain Mego figure go for $48. I've seen a John Farley figure go for $25. Or,
sure.
and
And
then
on the opposite end of that, the real high number.
the other end of that is, now custom sales seem very, very hot. All right, guys, we are back. Another technical difficulty, but we were talking about Mego Customs, Mego, and one of the best customizers out there, Mr. Charlie Flatt.
Undoubtedly, yes.
So I was going to bring up the website just so people could see it and what we have on there right now. So I'm going to present.
Yeah, this website is incredible, man. I've been to it a million times. It's so much fun. The pictures, seeing the way it's set up, man, you're doing a great job with it.
Okay, so you type in. There we go. All right, you go to charlieflatt.com. You see the logo here. You click it. You go in. And Rob, are you seeing my screen? Okay.
I think your video. I see your share, but your actual other screen froze. I don't know if that's from it or not, but
Oh,
I
shit.
see the website video fine. Yeah,
Oh,
that's fine. I don't. Okay, now you're good. Now you're good.
okay. Oh, crap. So yeah, man, you click the logo at charlieflatt.com. It lets you in, and what greets you here is the super soldier. Man, this is he did I think an episode of Toy Fair where he showed how he put this figure together, and there's an exact instruction manual on how to actually do it. So
I remember saying that. Yeah. I
yeah,
remember
so this
saying
is a great figure. This is an original sculpt. Captain America and Superman together. I think he said he found the shield at like the dollar store or something. He picked up a bunch of them. So
that. Wow.
yeah, one of my favorites, man, right there. Here's one of your favorites.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
Or the
this is from a mutual friend of ours that Charlie took a commission and created this figure for him, his own. My friend Scott in Canada, and this is his own creation called the Warby. And I think at some point Rob is going to want one of these, but
yeah. You're right.
this is
But this is straight out of the mind of Scott, man.
yeah,
Like, what a great great figure. Yeah, I love the idea of it. I love the concept behind it. It's
Me too.
beautiful, man. It's original. You know, I love it.
Nice. Me too. Me too, man. This is and there's some great pictures that Charlie took, but this is an all original sculpt. The outfit is all original. He sewed it himself.
Wow.
Scott gave him direction and pictures from the artwork, obviously, but Charlie created this in 8-inch action figure form.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So
Incredible.
I can't wait to pick his brain about the Warby when Mr. Flatt is on here himself. But yeah, man, that's a couple good ones there. And we'll go down. This is an older figure that I think he created for his mom, but I love this Santa Claus. I'm still on him to make me a Santa Claus. Maybe for Christmas I can get him to make me a couple Santa Clauses for people. But I love it, dude. I just love every aspect of the Santa Claus. He really captured Santa Claus.
Absolutely. It looks like Santa. Yeah.
In 2018, he was accepted into the Mego Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Indicted. Yeah. He was inducted into the Custom Mego Hall of Fame. That was their first year doing it. So, thank God he's not indicted.
Yeah, really. That wouldn't be fun. Yeah.
So this was his display at Mego Meet, and I love this Zorro, dude. And
I remember that figure back in the day, man. That was like the unicorn.
Yeah. But this one's special. He put the red on the inside of the cape.
Nice.
And I wish I had taken more pictures of this. When I was actually at this Mego Meet in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, I believe.
Nice.
But man, seeing this thing in person this picture does not do it justice. This thing was incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible. It is. Beautiful.
So then, he was at the time he was working on the Venom body, and that's what he had done so far.
Wow.
There's you like this one, the Hangman.
I do. Original character. I love it. Yeah.
Zombie Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your boy right there.
There he is.
That's the one that made you fall in love with him too, right?
Oh man, it's incredible. The movable bendy wires for the time when I seen this figure, this stuff was not being done.
No.
Like this was incredible stuff. Look at the head and the body and just the essence of Carnage right there.
Yes.
He just really pulled it out.
I agree.
The comic book made a figure.
And here's a regular Uncle Sam that in 2001, I believe, that they made their own Uncle Sam figure to commemorate the September 11th attacks, I believe.
Wow.
That was a production figure that they made. They still have actually a ton for sale. If anybody wants one, you can reach out to us on charlieflatt.com and click the Contact Us page. They're very, very cheap that we will sell these for if anybody wants one. Oh yeah, see, you still got a ton of these.
Nice. I didn't know that. I didn't know. Wow.
There's a nice one of his Batmans.
That's a beautiful Batman. His Batmans, there's what 20 different Batmans. I don't even know what he's done, and they're all unique and special. And
right. I agree. He makes a fantastic Batman.
Yeah.
I love this as well, dude. I love his Phantom.
Wolf. Oh.
Yep.
Love that wolf. Is that from him? That wolf?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But true artist, man. True artist. This stuff is, like I said before, you're not giving this to your 8-year-old to run around the house with.
No.
Man. This stuff is like artwork. When you get it in hand, the pictures do it justice, but not enough. In hand, man, this figure is outstanding.
It's there's actually I actually have a better picture of that guy right here. There you go.
Oh wow. Look at that, man. The gun's hanging up, just enjoying. That's Deadpool, man. Let's go. Jeez.
I have actually these in another section up here. If you go all the way up, and we go back home, and we have some photo galleries here. I want to go to Hawkeye, and you can see one of my favorites that Charlie created was Hawkeye.
Yeah, another one of them unicorns back in the day, man.
Yep.
Everybody wanted this. This was on the hunt. Captain America, Hawkeye.
Yeah, this is a little bit different. This is a newer one because he put gloves on him. You can tell.
Yeah.
And then you actually you can see the gloves good in here.
Look at the bow. Look at this.
Yeah.
The detail, the attention to detail is what separates him from everybody. The way he could pull this figure off of a comic book page and put it into an 8-inch form, and the detail involved in it, it's very few, if any, customizers are doing this. Have done this or will ever do it.
So you can here's the older one with the
involved in this, and the eye.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. This is an older Hawkeye with a little bit, but we're back. You're back. So yeah, this is an older Hawkeye, but you can with the purple gloves. Fingers aren't showing. I love his Hawkeye figure, dude. I think it's incredible. I think it's one of the best customs out there.
Yeah, go to my favorite. Please go to my favorite. You know who it is, right? Please let me know. You know who my favorite Charlie Flatt figure is. Right?
I don't know if I have him on the website. Do I?
I think you do. Let me see here. Maybe you don't. I thought I'd seen him. Oh, you know what? I seen him on the Toe Mart. That's where I seen him.
oh yeah, Mr. the Ventriloquist, right?
The ventriloquist.
Yes, I do have a couple of ventriloquists for you. I do not in a photo gallery, but I have. Here you go, Rob. That's for you, buddy.
Oh man, look at that! Look at the puppet, man. Come on, man. Look at Scarface.
If I go outside, I actually have this figure. If I go outside and get hit by a bus, this is in my will to you, Rob. You will get
Thank you. I'm breaking in your basement to get it. Don't worry. Don't tell me that because I might hit you with the bus. Yeah, this is like I said, it's beautiful in these pictures, but in hand, like photos just can't do these figures justice. They just can't. Because this is incredible. This looks incredible. This is a great shot.
It is. It is a great shot.
Whoever took it, this is a great shot.
Oh, Charlie did most of these pictures. He can take a good picture too.
Yeah, but when you get these figures in hand, man, it's 100 times. I can't explain it. It's 100 times more, man. It's a great website, man.
No, thank you. And it is an experience getting a figure in the mail from Charlie and opening it. I will show at some point some of my stuff off too. And Rob has seen most of it, but there's some good stuff that we can bring to the channel for people to see, man. But I remember I did have these two shots. I need to put him in an actual photo gallery where I have 5 or 6 or 7 shots of just a ventriloquist. But for right now, I only have the 2 on the website.
Yeah.
So we'll go through them. There's a couple here that I haven't shown yet, but there's Hawkeye, Phantom Stranger. Just some great shots that Charlie himself took.
Yeah.
So start over. So there we go. Is there anybody else we want to show off? Let's do one more, Rob. Let's do Bullseye.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Woo, man. Incredible stuff, man.
Oh, look at all the accessories. Yeah.
I love that head. Oh my god. The hands.
He actually did a couple different versions of Bullseye. I actually have his original head. This is a newer head.
The box. I mean, we're not talking about everything here. And he makes his own boxes.
He does. Yep.
When you get a flat in the mail, if you're ever happy to get one from Charlie himself, it's an experience. It's not just a box showing up on your doorstep. It's wrapped in a note. Well, I don't know if he still does that, but I know back in the day it was a definite experience to get a flat. It was more than just a figure.
I have taken off days of work to get my figure.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right, so we'll stop sharing, but there we go. But yeah, that is www.charlieflatt.com. We also own charlieflatt.net and benaturaltoys.com. You can get to the website by going to any of those names. You'll get the main big logo. My friend Dave is better at logos than I am, so he created that main logo for us, and you click it and it lets you right into the website.
No.
So I say that because, believe it or not, I've actually had people tell me, "Oh, how do I get into the website?" I just go to the website and see a logo. Click the logo. Click the logo and you'll go into the site. I need to put an enter here. Enter this website by clicking here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. I have put a lot of time, and Charlie's put a lot of time into making sure things look good and stuff. So I can't wait to fire him off a link to this video so he can see us talk about how much we love his figures, man.
Absolutely. I've had many in my day, and sorry I got rid of them. And just with any collecting, you move on to different ventures, and I'll be back. I'm sure
we will welcome you back with open arms. I'll have to talk to him about a ventriloquist.
No, don't. Not now.
I can pull Rob back into various things,
Yeah, you can, and you do. Yeah.
Dangle it in front of his face. Hey, come to the dark side. Wrong universe. Wrong universe.
Yeah. It's all fun.
Well, thanks, Rob. I mean, I think we're going to have a lot of custom stuff on this channel, right?
Yeah.
And interviews with different guys that Rob's collected. Rob has collected. You've been into the custom world. You've bought or collected things from various customizers.
I was definitely a lot more adventuresome that way than you. Yeah, definitely. And that's the beauty of it. It's your own vision and how you see you want the figure. There's no wrong way, and that's what made my collection unique.
It was collect what you like. Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And I have, even right now, I have some from other guys too. I have a bunch of Type 3 Toys customs, a couple Captain Megos. That's
a whole horse of another color, man. That.
Yep.
We'll get into it. We will get into it, but it definitely has a place in custom history for sure. And there's a couple guys out there. As far as the 8-inch Megos, and there's guys that are doing Marvel Legend customs and stuff that is just beautiful work.
Every line, man. The Legends customs, and I know we wanted to touch a little bit on Casting Cave has doing these great painted heads for $30 and $40. You go to castingcave.com, I believe. Click on painted heads, and throughout the week or every 2 weeks, he puts up a new head that he paints for sale. And his Han Solo head is outrageous. Like, it's outstanding.
We will definitely touch on that in future episodes. I think we did a lot in this episode, with the COVID and the Charlie, and I can't wait to make another one, man.
Cool.
This is cool. Fun. I'm just having a blast doing it.
Me too, man. Me too. So, all right, guys. I think that's it for episode 2. We're coming up. Well, we're after 10 o'clock.
And I get up early.
Yeah.
I probably look high as hell on this because my eyes are getting all beady and stuff. It's all good, man. I do one a day, man. Anytime you're ready, let's make them.
All right, cool, man. So, guys, we hope you've enjoyed episode 2. We are already talking about episode 3, and we're shooting for every Tuesday night to hopefully do one. So
sure. And let me tell you, Greg has been busting his ass on this.
Thank you.
I take no credit on that. He just pops me in, but he is definitely that makes me laugh every time. Like, what am I, 8 years old? It makes me laugh he's definitely busting his ass on this, and you're doing a great job, and we'll get better. We're going to get better. We're going to get bigger. We're going to get stronger. So jump in at the beginning so you guys can say, we knew these guys when they were little guys.
When they did episode 1.
When they had 3 subscribers. And one of them was their wife and them. Come on.
All right, guys.
Whatever it turns out to be, it is, all I can tell you is if it makes you happy, do it. If it doesn't, then don't. That's all I can tell you, man.
I agree. I second that. And on that note, we will be out. Rob, thank you, sir. It was a great time as always. And we'll talk to you later. Mozcast out.
Later.